Hello everybody, welcome back to more Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. With me here are the usual suspects. So we have Kango Fango.
Been framed.
Hello everyone.
We've got Amichu.
Hello.
We've got Willis.
I've been framed.
Ah, how nice for you. And we've got Mr. W.
You know, wizards don't fart. They cast smells.
Oh, you mercy.
Yes,
That's a
of
bad one, I
course.
know. I was saving that specifically for a
I
D&D
believe maybe you should actually, you know who would appreciate that? A certain author of children's wizards books. I think she would appreciate that and might make it canon.
Oh god.
So,
God, I wonder that.
so as we usually
Question mark.
do. By the way, I say this, but last time I forgot. But this is part of the D&D Behind the Screen mini-series, where all of my prep and GM report videos are on the other channel. Or you can get them all in the playlist on either channel. And so if you want to see all the behind the screen stuff, then you can look at that.
Yes, look at them.
Unless you're us.
His chin looks good in the thumbnails.
Yeah, unless you're one of us.
Did you say his chin looks good in thumbnails?
Yep, his chin looks good in the thumbnails. You've got a magnificent chin. Really shows it off.
Okay. The
The
GM asks you, was that a compliment or an insult?
I said your chin looks great, so yeah, it was a compliment.
Okay, then
No, that was an insult.
Okay, then I'll put the rocks back in the token bag.
Okay. VGR says, Lisa, hold on, why'd you guys still wear tank tops? It's 5 degrees outside Celsius. It's not 5
Not over
degrees
here. We've got a warm October here.
Yeah.
You say that? I'm cold.
Well,
I've got my cardigan on.
I've got fluffy stuff on.
Rimspath, I see you 2 times, shout out.
yes, that was because I switched over but didn't zoom in yet. So,
Okay.
I've got artwork up for Mr. W's character.
Ew.
So, who are you playing?
Hello, my name is Arkan Fenwick. I am an elf wizard, and I am, or at least I was, originally here to help negotiate a trade deal between my patron, Lord Pinross, not patron as in warlock, patron as in I've been hired by him to do this. Between my patron and between the gem trade of the island, see if we can negotiate a deal with that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Also, people, please do let me know if the volumes are too loud or too quiet.
Yes, please.
And next we have Willis.
Rack Egan, the half-elf war cleric, whose life's goal now is to dig up as much dirt as possible on Sorum.
I thought you were going to end it with dig up as much dirt.
I mean, you've got...
This isn't Minecraft.
The thing is, you've already got your... what's it called? The multi-tool to with the
Yep.
Is that just there's a specific name for it?
Entrenching tool.
Entrenching tool, there you go. You've already got your entrenching tool. Okay. Next we have Jamie.
Hello. I play Carl, the Aarakocra archer. I always forget how to say Aarakocra. And same as Willis. Now on a new mission. Ruin Sorum's life.
No.
Yes.
I'm adding a bit onto my character then.
Oh no. What, to save his life?
So will you say your original mission as well?
He's a good lad.
Okay, original mission to find what happened to a dear friend who passed away on this here Isles in search of magic.
Did you ever tell us what your friend's name was?
No.
I think you did.
Maybe?
I think you. I remember you saying, but I can't remember because I can't imagine you would have said it and not come up and not told us the name.
Oh, well, I've got a name, but I haven't told you.
You've told me the name, if that counts for anything.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I've told God.
Which one?
The one with the good
That was the name of the difference.
the good chin.
I have. So is that John Delancey then? So I have currently got a turntable of a gnome on my screen. Kanga, could you enlighten us?
Sure. That is Mama Jolana Faylor, the character that I play. And she is a gnome druid. And her brother was imprisoned for apparently stealing the council's jewels. And it is her mission to basically clear his name and get things straightened out.
And what's your view on Sorum?
Well, I mean, are we doing this with introductions now?
I mean,
Yes, we're in
this
court.
time.
We're in court right now.
Oh, Diddum Secession?
No.
Yeah,
Court
I mean,
is in session.
yeah.
Yes, her imaginary brother is best friends with his imaginary brother.
Come on. There's a player character. But yeah, not too pleased with his lies, honestly. With his pral shell painter stuff. Yeah, quite fictional.
His endless deceptions.
Uh-huh.
Someone should probably update the missions log.
Yeah, I feel like with my attitude to Storm, I feel like I'm going to annoy at least 2 people here, potentially 3.
Yeah, we should just scribble out pral.
Yeah, I'll do that in a minute.
Pick a deer. A dog. A deer.
A
pick
big
pick
red
a deer.
X through it.
Yeah.
Okay, so last time you had explored a bit of the town of Vale Rift, where you had found several weird magical goings on. You'd rented some rooms at the Hikes Release Tavern, which you've been informed is the oldest building in the town. You had some friendly words with the bartender there, whose name I don't believe you ever got.
Don't think so.
And
I did want to ask, but people were moving on too quickly.
And you found a very interesting horse, which
Oh yes.
where you were approached by a mysterious woman, who may or may not be that mysterious, who was speaking very highly of the Spectres Crossing Tavern, which is a converted windmill on a hill somewhere.
Haunted.
Oh
Yes,
what?
definitely.
I didn't-
Definitely haunted. And you also spent some time in the a shop called A Spark of Vale Rift, which is a touristy sort of tourist shop plus a little bit of minor magic stuff.
And snack bar.
And snack bar, of course.
And spiced nuts.
There was also a quite sizable crystal sphere, monument or something of the sort, which was given to the town by Sir Matan,
Oh yeah.
who supposedly has a mansion somewhere over here. You also got a little bit of info that apparently there is a magic user who likes to brew potions, who lives outside of the edge of town, a little bit outside in the wilderness. But the name...
I have her name.
You want to say the name?
I have a name. Hold on, it's loading.
Okay, go ahead.
It's loading.
I look forward to hearing you pronounce it.
Uh-oh.
No, you'll
So
be fine.
you didn't get up your notes beforehand. You have to wait for them to load.
Yeah. What's that face? I'll tell you.
How did you see Mr.
Mick-
W's face?
My 2 faces. One's
Mir-
happy,
Oh, yeah.
one's happy.
Mirgraf McClaw.
Margaret
Oh,
McClaw,
that
yes.
was it, yeah.
Say it again. Shara, say it
Oh.
again.
Margaret McClaw.
Okay.
Yes. So, also you did get directions to the temple construction site, And I believe that is pretty much everything. You also noticed a rider, a lizardfolk rider, in quite a hurry going through the center of town.
Get him! Get him!
Oh, when did that happen? Sorry.
Last
Don't think I
stream.
missed- I may have missed
It-
that.
I remember.
Yeah.
Last session.
I don't remember that part.
Really?
I do.
Yeah.
I know it out.
Yeah.
You rolled perception, and I
Right.
mentioned two things. The first was the rider. The second was a cartload full of marble, finished
column.
marble columns and sections that went another way.
Oh, roughly when in the session did that happen?
Quite close to the end.
Sort of close to the end.
Wow. You
Yeah.
guys. Disgraceful.
That must have been during my nap.
Kango, I thought.
Oh yes.
Kango, I thought you were the one who took the most notes.
I do take a lot of notes, but apparently I missed that.
Maybe that's why Kanga missed it, because he was busy taking notes.
Yeah. I only tend
Yeah.
to take notes about things that my character would know, so it's physically impossible for me to metagame.
That makes sense. Well, yeah, I do want to maintain a balance between taking notes and actually like properly listening to what's going on, because I don't want to be distracted by typing all the time.
Okay.
But, yeah.
So, you are in the center of town. I need to roll for the weather, because we haven't done that in a while.
What is this, a board game?
It's a 1, which means that...
Oh,
No,
It's
it's
not a board
good.
game, it's a
It's
one.
good. The higher
Okay.
the
It's a
number, the
beautiful
more
day.
extreme the weather. So, it was a bit overcast, but the sun came out in the... So, it was
The
kind
sun will
of
come out today.
noon, then turned to
Tomorrow.
afternoon. So now it's kind of mid to probably sometime in the afternoon,
Here comes the
and
sun.
the sun comes out,
Doo-doo-doo.
and it's a
Doo-doo.
beautiful day. So,
And I say, it's alright.
if it is, then you can all go home.
Oh
So,
no.
what would you like to do? It's a busy street around you. You're all together, and you can go anywhere you like and do anything you like that won't get us demonetized. Assuming that we were monetized, but
I would like
you,
to.
you-
Okay, so where are we and who's with us? Like, NPC wise?
so it's Alia Goldmark and Sodom Shellpainter. Those are the two NPCs who are with you, and
Love
everybody else, all the player characters are there as well.
Lovely.
I'd
Okay.
like to take Alia up to where they said the temple building site is.
Are you going to marry her?
Oh.
I mean, given
Willis is
given
right.
The whole reason she's with us is try to get the cursed bracers removed.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so is that where the group is going to go?
Yeah, sure, I'll follow along.
I might as well.
Okay.
My
So,
pleasure.
you had gotten directions on where to go. And... Actually, hold on. I need to very quickly...
I got a drink with me.
You got-
Is that in character?
I've got a drink with me. No, not in character. IMO.
Okay.
Got some cider.
1 second. I just need to
stream?
quickly look up
You
something.
drunkard. Not
Yeah.
even playing a gnome.
Wait, no, I'm not playing that.
No, so I said you're not even playing the gnome.
You dreaming the dwarf?
Both, alright. They're both...
Okay,
They've had a tough
sure.
life. It's difficult down there.
Okay, that's okay. I thought I had a
Including
note regarding something, but apparently I do not. That's fine. Okay, so you follow the directions that you were given through the town and then a little bit towards the outskirts where some of the fields start that are kind of separated with hedges that look like they're mostly made of tall ferns with coniferous trees between them. Quite tall coniferous trees. As you're walking along the cobbled streets, the
Let's hope they
edges...
don't eat.
Yeah. The edges are lined with fallen, dried pine needles, giving quite pleasant scent to the air. Eventually, you take a little path off of the main road, and you reach a glade in a forested and in a wooded area. There's a little lake, which looks like it is fed by a natural spring. You can't see where it drains out to, but it clearly must drain out somewhere. There's a large kind of dug up dirt area from horse hooves and carts, where there's all sorts of work equipment and construction materials piled in different things. You can see there's a large marble platform with several walls already constructed, and there's scaffolding around, and they're building the temple here. You can see there are a few workmen around who are busy working, and they are also...
No way.
I know. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that you get me as a GM for. So, there's also what looks like...
Shocking.
Mm-mm. There's also a single priest you can see. How he's single, I have no idea how you know, but... No, there's a single priest you can see there.
There's no ring on it.
Mm.
No ring on it.
He's wearing the same white robes that you saw the priests wearing in the House of Harmony temple complex.
Mm-hmm.
Looks to be a high elf.
Okay.
Why are his eyes red? Sorry.
Oh, God. I'm not gonna get that.
You're on stream.
So,
At least I'm only drunk.
Right. So, I'm assuming Brack is leading, or since you had the idea to go there. Or?
Approach the priest.
Mhm.
okay. As you approach, he was busy instructing some of the workers. He sees you approaching, holds up a hand to you to wait, gives some final instructions, and then moves to speak to you, crosses his arms, and he looks at you, recognizes that Brack is a cleric. He says, "An adventuring priest, I see. What can we do for you?"
Well, I was looking, since I haven't been trained yet on how to remove curses, if you are able to remove curses.
I have studied the divine arts for long enough to know the secrets of that particular magic, but it is not a free service.
Of course, religion's never free, is it?
Do you say that in character?
Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, let's go.
Okay. As you say that, he kind of looks over to you, kind of almost his eyes shooting over to you like daggers.
Kaka. That's how we say hello.
And then,
Yeah.
and then imagine me and my man just swallow quite heavy.
Yeah.
Blessings. I don't know the accent. Yes, blessings from above. You know, they
I'll
never
say
seem
is-
to just come for free, do they? They always have to have some kind of material price.
They do to those who invest the time to worship and pray. Those who seek
Oh.
a shortcut must pay recompense.
I don't know. It just seems that some people may just practice the divine practice.
He raises an eyebrow.
This is not my first language. Okay.
Cog, go stand in the corner and be quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that what you're gonna say?
Okay.
No, go
What
on.
Gosh,
corner?
no.
What
And he
corner?
goes, The corner of the two walls that they're building.
Okay.
I say is perhaps. Perhaps there's something that we could assist you with in exchange for removing the curse from my friend's bracers here.
Well, how much is it, first of all?
Looks at you. Says, for people so friendly as yourselves, I would be willing to... Thinks for a moment. How many objects are we talking?
Just this pair of bracers.
As Elliot steps forward and shows him the gauntlets, and then he says, "Ah, so you have found people to help you. How fortunate for you."
Oh.
Says,
Oh, these
my
people
price
overcharged you.
is the same as before. 300 gold pieces. And the curse is removed.
No. I return to him and say, yes, the people who practice the divine arts only after it for material gain. There.
Temples do not construct themselves. The divine...
Why
the
don't
divine
you get your divine being to do it for us?
The divine do not construct temples themselves. Otherwise, how would they signify worship?
And
How would they
why would
signify importance of mortal devotion?
But maybe you don't need physical things to worship the Almighties.
Then I suggest you find a different priest to help you.
But is anybody behind you? Anybody a bit better, nicer? Like a car.
You're making this more difficult than it needs to be.
Well, if some people would actually like to go to whatever happy afterlife they consider, then maybe they should not be so stingy with their blessings.
You're just pissing the guy off, and I'm trying to...
I am urinating on no one.
Especially since birds
Yeah,
have
birds
a
don't do
cloaca.
that.
Anyway.
I thought, but
Anyway.
Hey. I'm wearing a loincloth.
Sure.
As I said before, perhaps...
That was probably coincidental, but still. Good timing.
Winter's bath.
Apparently... Okay. So... yeah.
Go ahead, please.
As I was saying before to the priest, before I so rudely interrupted, is perhaps there's something that we could assist you with, or assist you in building your temple here, that we could do in exchange for you removing the curse.
Well, there is one thing. Each temple complex, as you may know as a cleric, is really only seen as honored if it possesses a holy relic. This being a new temple, and the Green Matriarch being as unreachable as she has been, we lack this currently. If you could find a genuine holy relic, an item of truly and demonstrably divine origin, then I believe that would be a fair trade.
We have one right here. Points to Brack. He is a holy and he is a relic. I think. How old are you?
Can't say that.
Look, listen, I'm just not happy with these religious folk, but I step back.
Right.
Yeah, I'm one of them that you're talking about.
Oh, you're nice though. You're good.
Do you
buy biscuits?
Do you offer yourself to the temple
you buy biscuit.
to be put on display for visitors, tourists, pilgrims? I doubt that any such offer would be sincere.
Don't listen to the bird brain.
Yeah,
Damn.
choke on them words.
Trying to look for my head.
Oh yeah, I'd seen as a cleric you get a holy symbol, don't you? I think paladins do.
Don't
as
give
well.
away your necklace.
Say again?
He has a necklace with his Tritherion.
Triskelion.
I was gonna say Triceratops then.
Champion of Triceratops.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that sounds awesome. Let's not be under any illusions.
You'd like a Power Rangers Dino Thunder then.
Oh yeah.
At that point, one of the workers drops something onto the ground, like there's a loud thud, as the priest's attention is shifted over, and just, "Excuse me, I must deal with something." And
Get him, boys. Get him.
Turns, goes over,
And go.
and he goes over, and he's busy scolding the worker for incompetency.
These religious type. Oh.
So if you wish to talk amongst yourselves in a bit more privacy without him overhearing what you're talking about, then you may do so for a little while at least.
Right.
Yeah, I do not think that we should give this man any holy relics or any money. He is rude. And look at that, the dropping something
He's
equates to a
rude.
scolding.
Right.
He's only rude. He's only rude because you were rude to him.
Oh no! These
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You were extremely rude to start off with before I could even try talking to him, and you kept interrupting
The
and
300.
telling him how bad he was while I was trying to negotiate and just making it worse.
This is the same man who refused Alea for the first time. So clearly, he is in no rush to help someone in need.
At that point,
He didn't refuse her. He
Yeah, the
told her what the
300.
going price for removing curses.
300 for a little bit of praying.
And do you know how much time and effort and money is involved in learning these things?
I know you, and I know you don't go around what's the word, charging everybody for your.
Because I don't know how to do it yet.
Well, then when you do,
They
don't you
say
be charging 300?
Probably charge whatever the going rate is.
Oh, it's not 300.
Good grief.
At that point, Elia pipes up and says, "Well, I appreciate that you're standing up for me and how these people may or may not have treated me, but I do really want to get rid of these things. And these people, unfortunately..."
Antagonizing the only person that can do it isn't helping.
I'm sure he's not the only person on this island that can do that. I feel that there is a room with a bath in it saying that we should buy a magic book.
Elia then says, "Well, as I said, I did go to the priests at the House of Harmony, and, well, all of these priests that I found are all under control of the government. It's a government body. They all charge the same."
I don't trust them.
Unfortunate. If only there was another way to negotiate some sort of deal with them. Haven't seen any holy relics laying around lately either, so not sure
Arkan,
where
how
to
much
get
money
those.
do you have?
Not enough, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah, he gave it all to the innkeeper per room.
It's not wrong.
Yes, all right. You don't have to keep bringing that up.
At that point, Sorum says, "If I might add something,
Oh, Sodom, you've got 300 gold? Oh, what a man.
Unfortunately, I do not. But
We could sell Sorum to him.
well,
Yeah.
so
You're not touching him.
Skral Metan is very wealthy, and he has collections of items, and he might be willing to part with something, or at the very least, he might have information on where to obtain a relic, if that is the direction that we intend to go.
Oh, there is no we, Sodom. Not the name. Excuse me.
There is a way, even if it only contains me and him. In fact, I was going to ask you a little thing about Skral, but I'll do that in a moment.
Also, the reason for the pause just then was because for some reason, the name Skral Metan literally just popped out of my head. I couldn't think of the name. That's, yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
What exactly would he be expecting for such a... Because it would be a trade. It wouldn't just be a...
Well, if you remember rightly, he wants me to, as part of his rebellion.
Oh, yes, of course, the golden child.
Can I finish?
Sorry, go on.
Thank you kindly.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm doing it in character. Well, originally I intended to say with him that I will, after of course some clarifications and whether or not I find the rebellion to be worth joining, and whether his beliefs to overthrow the Green Matriarch are warranted, I intend to offer my services to him, but he will have to give me some things as well, such as allowing Mima's brother, freeing Mima's brother, and I can also add that to the list as well, if you'll permit me.
Right, I suppose so.
That sounds reasonable to me. If he has one, or at least can tell us if he knows where we could possibly find or get one.
I mean, he might be less willing to grant this request, but judging from how rich I've heard him to be, he probably does have 300 gold pieces.
Yes, but he doesn't know us at all. I'm not sure if he'll actually just help us like that.
Well, I was just thinking if he could direct us to where we could find a relic.
And of course, if I assist him, then he might help me, because he cares enough, because he seems, for whatever reason, to care enough about me to send me on a little task, whatever it was.
Yes, perhaps.
At that point, the priest returns and says, "Now, have you come to an agreement?"
I'm going to pull this priest aside to talk to him.
Okay. He seems open to this. So he goes. One second. He says, as you walk over a few steps away, he pauses, turns back, says to the rest of you, "Don't touch anything."
We won't.
And then
Don't worry.
takes a few steps over to the side with you.
Divine forbid.
Don't. It's not fair on him.
You just keep your beak shut.
No.
All right. Anyway, I take the priest
back.
aside to talk to him privately,
Okay.
and say, tell him that I'm
Very sorry about my bird friend.
a priest of Tritherion, and as you know, I'm a half elf, and as you know, it requires the blessing of a god.
So he is divinely
Or-
blessed.
Or a half species birth. Both my parents, a human and a wood elf, were blessed personally by Tritherion, and I have these their amulets that I carry that were blessed by him. Could I use let you have one of these as a token of my intent to find a relic for your temple? And once I find a relic, I'll give it to you and you'll give me back the amulet.
Do you show him the amulet?
I'll show him both of the amulets that
Yep.
one was
Oh,
my
no.
father's and one was my mother's.
Okay. He
my
looks.
God.
He looks at them, and he is so caught off guard by this. He then says, "Yes, yes, of course. You are special."
All right, so then I'll hand him my father's amulet and ask him to go ahead and remove the curse from Alia's bracers.
Yes, of course.
And also ask him, do you have any ideas or any leads on the location of any relics?
Well, the Green Matriarch has collected many things during her reign. She has hidden them. Looks around and says, there are stories of caches where she has hidden items of power or items of value as eventualities. Now, I do not know what your persuasion is in regards to the Green Matriarch. However, there may be ways of discovering some of these caches. There's a woman outside of town. She's the. He can't find the right words. He says, she's the cauldron wench. Her magics are crude, but she has a good ear.
Is it shiny?
Would that be the Murgrath Mucklaw?
Yes, that is her name.
Okay, we've heard of her and might be able to find something out from her, but in the meantime, can you go ahead and remove the curse from these
yes.
bracers?
Yes, straight away. And do you go back to the group now, or
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
So as you go back to the group, the priest, his whole posture is completely different. He is now thoughtful and almost humbled. Not quite, but almost. Goes over to Elia and says, "My lady, if you would follow me, I can get that curse lifted. We shall be a little while." And he takes her over, and before she goes, she gives Brack the biggest hug.
Oh.
Aw, cheapers.
And she then goes with the priest, and they go into one of the chambers of the temple that already has its walls constructed, even though it doesn't have a roof yet, because it goes in there. And yeah, they're going to be busy for a little while.
I like the way you said that.
Yeah, look over at Buck. You're a good lad, man.
Okay, so although in character we didn't, because Brack talked private, we don't know what actually happened.
We didn't hear.
Why he
Well-
just now wants
well-
just goes along with it and actually
Yeah.
lifts the curse.
Oh, did you threaten him? Good lad, well done.
You saw the two talking,
Okay.
but that's it.
No fists were exchanged.
Oh, no need. Brack. Just
little
his
professional
word alone.
Just a little professional courtesy.
Yeah, do you threaten?
As long as we weren't rudely interrupted and antagonized.
Right, well, I see. Well, I am impressed.
Okay.
I'm going to go sit at the picnic table and eat my bag of nuts.
Okay, so you spend a little while in this lovely woodland glade surrounded by tall conifers and ferns and the sounds of a summer woodland. And eventually, Elia...
Listen, while we're waiting, I'm going to go over to one of the, I guess,
Or one of the picnic tables.
one of the most, I guess, finished areas,
Mm-hmm.
and just offer my prayers and thanks to Tritherion for
I was just gonna say we never
assisting
got
us.
we never got the priest's name.
Okay.
No, we didn't.
We just call into the.
All
Hey,
the-
what was your name? Sorry.
Or the temple's name.
Ah.
No, we didn't get what it was a temple to.
Unfinished temple.
Yeah.
O2.
So, eventually, Elia comes running out of the temple structure, and there's this broad smile on her face as her hands are now bare. She...
I was gonna say, she comes running out and has no arms.
not quite.
Alea, cover up.
And then
Good grief.
she thinks for a moment, and then she goes over to the water and washes her hands, probably for the
Yeah.
first time in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh yeah, she was in a stinky.
yeah,
stinky
the
place.
dye maker.
Well, you got probably a bit of
Yeah.
gas on your arm. Take over the stakes.
And so, yeah. And so the priest then walks out, and he's carrying the two gauntlets in one hand, kind of holding them a bit further away, and gives them back to her and says, "These are now fully disenchanted. They are ordinary, not of the highest quality, if I may add." And so she takes them, thanks him, and then goes back to join you. She says, "I cannot tell you how good it feels to finally feel the wind on my hands again. It's been so long. Actually," and she goes and she gets her bag, gets out a...
Dagger.
No, she gets a musical instrument. I don't know exactly... Hold on, which musical instrument did I say that she had?
A
I think it was a. Oh yeah.
Wasn't it harp? But that was a bit large.
Was it a flute?
I th-
Oh, I think it might have been a flute. Yeah, it was something that.
It was like a small
Struggle.
yeah,
to
no,
you.
it was... It,
Small
yeah,
harp.
it
What's
was,
it
it was
called?
like a lyre, I believe it
lyre.
was.
Yes,
Lyre.
that's it. That is it. Yeah.
Wow, you liar.
Yeah. So she...
Runes
She
harp,
plays. Who says she plays Sorum?
yeah.
So she... Yeah. So she gets out her lyre, and she begins... Actually, does she get it out? Hold on. It's been a while since I looked at her character stats. 1 second.
Oh, God, you make character stats?
Well, for the NPCs that join the party, yeah, because they might get into a fight.
Yeah,
So then...
Yeah.
Right, so she gets out her lyre and she begins to play a lovely melody that's full of spring and full of mirth and all of the emotions of freedom that she's currently feeling, she puts into that performance. And you can kind of feel a vague bit of magic going through that as well. Not anything specific, just a little bit of magic in the music itself. So, yeah, she finishes that, takes a deep breath, and puts it away, and says, turns it to Brack and says, "Now, please, what can I do to help you? To help all of you? You've done so much for me."
I'm going to take a step away from Brack.
Oh, well, fine.
This was literally
his breath
all
isn't
you.
that bad.
I'd go wash up too. All right. Well, once I find or attempt to find the location of a relic for the temple, you can accompany me and assist me with that.
Of course, of course.
Aren't we all going?
Like I say, it may depend on, it may take a while. It may be, days or weeks down the road after we've accomplished everything else. So it just depends.
Right, well, we'll
I
see.
don't know, it might be after we find your brother and you go home.
Well, first go to the wizardess, but... yeah, anyway, that's still in the future. We'll see. Right, so...
Lad, will you at least let me buy you a drink?
What are you talking to when you say lad?
You!
Yeah?
Oh. I think I'm a bit older than you, lad. Who are you calling lad? Yeah, when we get back to the inn, that'd be fine.
Of course.
Okay.
Right.
So we all make our way back out of the woods, back into town.
Okay. If
Well,
Yeah?
yeah, sure.
yeah.
We've still got the haunted house, and we've still got... I've noticed that pretty much 90% of what we do, or what we're trying to do, leads to either Skrull. Was that his name? Skrull-Matan?
Skralmatan.
Skrull-Matan, or the Green Matriarch. So that kind of leads credence to it, everything sort of being connected, and everything being connected to them in some way. Especially the Green Matriarch, because she essentially runs the island. So I think dealing with her at some point probably going to help.
Yes. I'm not certain.
Maybe don't cover your mouth.
I'm not
because of the mic.
certain. Yeah, well... About the Holy Relic, I'm not sure the Green Matriarch was really going to be able to help us with that. Then I suppose we'll see Skralmatan?
At that point, Elia says, "Don't you want to free your brother first? I mean, it is touching,
The
but..."
missions are here, buddies. The missions are here.
That would be ideal, but I'm not sure what the next step is with that, really.
Well, wasn't the idea now to talk to this scroll guy and
I was
Yes.
find out if he has any influence to try to free your brother?
Yes, I remember now. Yes, that's it. Right, so, Sorum, do you know where he is?
He only very rarely leaves his mansion.
Mansion, right.
Yes, on the other side of town.
Okay. Right,
I was going to ask, Soren. You, of course, know him better than anybody else. And if I remember rightly, you recommended that we all go in to see him, rather than just me. Am I right?
Yes, because he most likely already knows that you are traveling in a group. And so, if we do not wish to arise suspicions, then if everybody shows up, then... Although I'm not good at this improvisation, and he just kind of... He tries to form a coherent direction with that sentence, but can't quite accomplish it, and then just gives up. And there's, you know what I mean. I think it's fairly obvious.
I know exactly what you mean. I'm exactly the same. And so so another thing I was going to ask.
Mr. W, you've left roll 20.
Have I? Oh, there we go. I'm back.
Hello.
Am I back?
Yes.
Yes.
There you go. So, I'm not particularly good with improvisation or just talking in general, as you probably noticed. So, what do I say and not say to him in order to keep you safe? Because that's one of my main priorities. Making sure.
Yes, and what can we say to get you unsafe?
If you're going to be like that, then I'm not letting you come in with us.
It's not up to you, darling, is it? No.
No, it's up to
I
Sauron.
think it is. Yeah.
No. So he says, well, if you could pretend that I didn't tell you about the plan, like what, like how I was supposed to put you through that trial, and how, and that if you could, if we just so happened to talk about, and you were enthusiastic about well, you were not enthusiastic about the Green Matriarch, and thus I thought that you would be an excellent choice for the resistance, then maybe that's the best way to go about it. I don't know. I'm not an adventurer. I don't usually do these sorts of things.
Right.
But didn't you say that he has essentially been keeping watch on me since I got to the island?
Not specifically, but that he has a very extensive intelligence network here. He must have. So I'm sure that us all being seen together would have traveled to his ears. But I don't think that he has had you watched, unless his trust in me is far smaller than I think it is. I hope it isn't.
So essentially, don't.
You're the one that he had watching him, basically.
Yes.
So essentially, don't tell him anything that you told us.
Pretty much, yes. Although, if you want me to lie to him, then I think I owe you that. But I'm not a good liar. Honestly, I'm not.
Well, you had us fooled with your prowl shell painter.
Yes, because that was rehearsed.
So do we have to
rehearse
pretend
right now?
So do we have to pretend to him that prowl exists or not?
Rehearse right now. We have Alia, who's a bard. She is versed in performances, I am sure. Why not practice and rehearse with her?
Well, if we're going to go in there and approach him,
I think personally, I think
Erkin would have to know something about why, that he's looking for magic users, or.
I was going to ask, what would be the proceeds if the test had gone exactly as planned? And I'm thinking if we just attempt to replicate that as best we can.
Well, if the test had gone as planned, then, well, you would have gotten the magical artifact, I'm assuming. Yes, you must. You would have gotten a magical artifact of some description.
Do we know what the magical artifact in there was?
I don't. I'm sorry, I don't.
Is it just random? Okay. Well, then how about we have...
Why don't we go back and get it?
Arkin how about we have Arkin wear the gauntlets that we took off of Ilea?
It's more than I think it's more than likely that that Skrull knew what the magic item was. Is it even if Soren doesn't?
He
Why
might
don't we
have.
go? Why don't we go back and get them?
Although I didn't quite finish because after the trial, you were supposed to come to Vale Rift and stay in the Hayshed boarding house because there's some strangeness going on here, more so than the obvious stuff. There's been things happening at night. And
Skinwalkers.
you are... I was instructed to have you stay at the edge of town so as to see how you would react to that situation and if you could potentially learn something about it. Things hiding in the darkness, striking out at people. But
How dangerous are we talking here?
he has to think for a moment and he says, if you get actually caught out in the wilderness, we could be talking lethal, but yes.
Right.
Just to see how you would react, how you would approach the situation.
We may die.
And then after that, I was supposed to escort you up to the Green Matriarch, up to her lair, to find out what's the matter with her, because obviously she hasn't been seen in quite a while. And then to bring you back to meet Skrar-Mitan. That was the plan.
So I would have done all of that before meeting him.
Yes.
So that we would have been at this boarding house, but not out in the wilderness at night when all this stuff happens?
You would have been at the boarding house, which is at the edge of town. But no, you're not in the wilderness.
Right. So we'd.
So what time of night does these things happen?
Sometimes it starts at the witching hour, sometimes a few hours later.
Could you just walk through me again what Soren said
Okay, so
the process would
basically,
get him.
Also, for the uneducated among us,
midnight.
Is the witch? Okay, I was going to say.
You know, I
So-
think when demons are supposed to come out from hell and things like that.
I thought that was about 3 a.m. I thought.
The witching hour is midnight, as far as I know.
That's why FNAF is based on.
So,
Depends on what time zone you're in.
So,
Yeah.
step one, according to Sorum, step one was to get you to that underground structure as a trial of your magic. And then if you succeed, to then bring you up to Vale Rift, to have you sleep at the edge of town in the boarding house, to see how you react to this weird, potentially dangerous situation, and then to escort you up to the Grey Matrix lair to hopefully figure out what's going on with her. And then after all of that, come back down to Vale Rift to meet with Sorum, if that all went to plan.
I mean, meet with Skrull.
Scroll, sorry,
Yeah.
yes. I was going to say for you and Sorum to meet with Scroll, but then I decided to
Yeah.
abbreviate that, but
Yeah.
didn't switch out the name in my mind.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
what if we wait till midnight and just wander to the edge of town?
That
We
is
don't
probably the
necessarily
safest.
say we don't necessarily have to stay at that boarding house as long as we
Are
can
there
kinda
at the time. Yeah.
check out the magical events or whatever.
That's probably the safest option because I doubt he would take anyone else's word on this aside from Soren. And well, aside from Soren or me, and as has been established, neither of us are particularly good liars.
Or me.
And
really.
And unlike a certain somebody, I care about Soren. And, you know, if he's kept safe and all that, because he's a good person. In that case, I think it's to the boarding house at, you said midnight, correct?
Midnight is where, as far as I know, when these things start to occur or come out. I don't know which is more appropriate in this case.
So I'm gathering that the owner of the boarding house is in on this, hence the conversation you were having with him when we first came to Valelift.
You, I believe, jumped off the wagon before that conversation happened. I think only Mima was there.
Okay, never mind then.
Okay.
That's a gentle prod to bring it up.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Sure.
Actually, hold on 1 second.
Sure. So I say, yeah. So I'd say, right. So does the owner of the boarding house know about this then?
We have a deal, and by we I mean he, Mitan, and I guess I'm in the deal as well? Yes.
Right.
There's an arrangement.
Right. I see. Do we need any equipment to defend ourselves or not? I'm not sure what exactly happens in these midnight. Like, is it monsters or ghosts?
By the sound of it, Soren doesn't know either.
Anything specific?
Well, nobody really knows what's going on exactly. Just there are things in the darkness that are strange and I think it's fair to say dangerous as well.
In the boarding house?
No, in the wilderness.
Right. So...
Well, I mean, how long? This has been going on for a while, I assume.
Yes. Quite a while.
People in town haven't spotted or have any ideas, or there's no witnesses that can give a better idea of what's going on?
I personally haven't spoken with that many people about this, but from what I know, people's accounts vary a lot. And I do mean a lot. Some people report shadowy strangers walking the streets. Other people report colossal bats flying around. In the one thing that seems to be consistent is that it's happening in the dead of night, and that whatever things are there seem to be shadowy and dark. But even what happens varies greatly. I'm sure that a lot of it is people making up stories to attract more mages, scholars, tourists.
Right, so do we know if any of these strange goings on have hurt anyone or not? Do we know if they just look like shadowy figures? Like, what did they actually do to people?
Again, you hear different stories. You hear a lot of stories. Some people claim to have been hurt. Some people disappear, and it's attributed to these creatures, or whatever they are. Other people say that their encounters were just strange. Maybe you should speak with someone about... Maybe we should speak with someone about this who actually lives here.
Perhaps.
Actually,
So, yes.
funny thing, I just looked out there and I thought I saw a bat fly in front of that streetlight out there. Literally just now. I mean, Halloween isn't that far away.
Okay.
You do sometimes see bats there.
Yeah. Because there are some allotments near here, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, so...
I look at... I'm going to look at Ilea and I'm gonna look. Actually, well, I'm just gonna look at everyone with us.
Okay.
So, this. The last thing I want to do is put any of you in danger. Because you're my friends. So, if you don't want to come, and if you don't feel like this is any of your business, speak now, and I won't be offended. Skrull might, but as much as, even if he does know as much as he says he knows, he can't just make people come to him. So, yes, if you don't want to be here, speak now or forever hold your peace.
No, I want to speak with him. I want to have an opportunity to perhaps helping me free my brother.
Sort of looks a little bit more intently at Elia and Ka.
Aaliyah then says, like I said, I am indebted to you. Anything I can do to help.
That's very generous of you. And nothing from you, Ka?
We would all turn to Car.
It really is not any of my business, but if everyone is going, I suppose I will be going too.
Well, you don't have to. As I said, if this is not your...
The Lord above is insisting that I go.
If this is not your cup of birdseed.
I didn't know you were religious. Oh, very well. Tell you what, if I get the chance to, I'll see if I can ask him about your friend and see if we can find some stuff about what happened to him.
I would rather really not get my dear friend involved in whatever this nonsense is with revolution and such. That is not what he stood for, that is not what I stand for.
Very well. Well, then don't join then.
I am literally contracted to go with you.
No, you're not. He's
I
recommended.
don't want to split the party.
He's recommended we don't. That doesn't mean we don't. Anyway.
I'm not splitting the party.
I mean,
It's like, and then if we do, it's like, everybody, this big boss fight, the monsters, no, everything's going, and then just, okay, now let's quickly switch to Car. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a
No,
lovely
no.
there's someone telling you that you're playing cards in the tavern, and there's a
Very nice
lovely warm
cafe.
hearth as the hail outside, and you seem to see flashes of magical fighting over the hill against the cloud, illuminating the clouds.
No, that's not fighting.
It
That's
must
them
be fun. It must be
celebrating over
light.
there.
It must be
must be
lightning.
fireworks.
They're
And then
celebrating.
cut back, and then ah.
And I like to imagine that as we're fighting from the distance, we just hear. Well, what time is it now? Currently, in game.
It's kind of late afternoon.
Afternoon. So we've got some time to kill before midnight. Do you reckon we should rest up before then?
Yeah, so I say go back to the inn, have dinner, maybe take a nap, make sure all of your equipment's ready.
Right. Yes.
Looks for me.
Yes. That'd be good. Did we want to have a chat with someone local about these strange goings on first, or not?
Oh yes, that's true.
We can ask people in the inn.
Ask the bartender.
Suppose so.
They probably pick up a load of stuff.
Most likely. Oh, and we can ask his name as well.
It's a her, isn't it?
It's a he.
It's a he.
It's a he.
Okay.
Okay, so I take it
So
the group is going back to the Haikus release.
So where is the group currently?
You were still by the temples, I believe.
Yeah,
Oh,
They are
temple.
all on the way back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're probably talking while we were walking.
Yeah.
Right. Sure.
Okay, so you get back, and at this point there are more people in the Haikus release, some of whom look a bit mucky, as though they've been working on the fields for a substantial amount of time. And people have already started eating. Platters of food are abundant, and the sounds and smells of eating are quite intense as you enter. So it looks like there are 2 staff members there. There's the bartender behind the bar counter, and he's pouring people drinks, taking orders. And there's an older gentleman, also human, who is bringing people their orders.
Okay. Quick sort of admin question.
Hmm.
I don't think I know. How long does the Scroll of Mage Armor take me to fix, and how much money does it take? Because I forgot to note it down last time.
1 second.
Wasn't it something
Isn't
like 100? Wasn't it like something like 100 gold pieces in 2 hours or something like that?
I thought it was 50 gold, but
Yeah.
I think. Oh no, I think I've got a skill which is minus 50% time and
Yeah,
money
but that's
when reading
only with
divination.
that school.
Yeah, that's only with divination, and that's what I confused it for. Hence, why I thought it was 50 gold, but then upon realizing it,
Hold on.
I knew that it was its original amount. It's this annoying thing where it just doesn't save sometimes because I'm using a PDF file of.
So it says for each level of the spell, this is the first level spell, the process takes 2 hours and 50 gold pieces.
Oh really?
Yeah, the cost represents material components you expend as you experiment with the spell to master it, as well as the fine inks you need to record it. Once you have spent this time and money, you can prepare the spell just like your other spells. So 2 hours, 50 gold pieces worth of stuff.
Oh, I had no idea. How long are we planning to stay here? I assume a while.
well,
because
I
it's
should say if it's
only
late
up.
afternoon and we got till midnight, I figure we got at least 6 hours.
Well, if we've got that, it almost seems a waste. Well, it is 6 hours though.
I'd say it sounds good.
I'm just thinking if we want to do anything else.
We eat dinner and then you can go do your scroll stuff, and the rest of us can go through make sure all of our equipment's clean and
And then
blades sharpened and
we can take a
armor
nap.
polished and take a nap.
Mine's sharpened.
Very well.
Right.
Okay, so yeah. I'll stay down, I'll have one more drink before I go out.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to ask the
Bartender.
bartender, say, hey, we want my dinner. And then also, it's like we've heard some stories of weird things happening at night. Can you tell us anything about some of the strange things that supposedly we've heard rumors of going on at nights?
I've come over as well.
Okay. 1 second.
Have we introduced each other at all? Like, we've introduced each other to him at all or not?
And also, remember to let me buy you your drink.
Well, now's your chance.
Yes.
Okay, so you choose your dinner. It is being prepared. Some of the elements are being cooked specifically on demand because they're best served fresh. Well, freshly cooked in this case. And in regards to stories, it says, well, I'm a bit busy right now, but there's a dwarf over there, and he loves to tell stories. He's lived here for absolutely ages, and his name's Old Cranel, and I'm sure he'd love to tell you whatever you want to know.
That's a great name for a dwarf.
So I'll put the name in the... There you go. That's how it's spelled. On Roll20.
Okay.
We're going to have to supply him with enough liquor to get it down.
as he kind of looks past the people, he says, he said he can't quite see, and then he gets, Father, is all Cranel already at the... And then he kind of, the old man who was bringing people their foods, looks over, kind of, and looks back at him, and just gives thumbs up. Says, no need, he's already there.
Well, that sounds excellent. Thank you. Also, what was your name? Sorry, I'm Jelana Faelor.
Yes. Groomer. Shane Groomer.
Right, pleasure to meet you.
Love that.
Pleasure to meet you too.
I reach up to shake his hand.
Yeah.
Okay. He reaches
same
over and honestly shakes your hand.
Oh,
Like, it's a genuine handshake.
that's nice.
Not like one of those weak ones that you get
Okay.
when
Mama smiled and turned back to... Well, what should the
That's her
others...
eyelashes.
So would the other members of the party also have heard that conversation or not?
Yeah, you were together.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
that's good. So after that I turn back to the others and say, right, so we're going over to Dwarf now, or...
Old Cranel, yes.
Sorum says, well, if it's all the same to you, I'd rather go up to my room and get a bit of rest already.
Of course, lad.
I
Okay.
think I will also do the same.
Okay.
Stay safe. Sleep well, both of you.
Thank you. You as well.
Okay.
Wait, what? Wait, you said you was... Wait, what? Are you going up as well, Kanga?
No. I'm saying
The what?
you sleep well as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Anyway.
You thought that I was talking to you. Right, yeah.
So they both head upstairs.
Okay.
So,
Mm-hmm.
what would you like to do?
Go over to old Cranel.
Okay. So, you go nearer the back into a corner of the tavern where the architecture of it is... It looks like this at one point was kind of an addition to the main building, but the main section of the wall that separated it was taken out at some point, and so now it's just a larger expansion of the main tavern area. And he's sitting there at a table, kind of a stereotypical dwarf look, so a bit shorter, bit wider, beard, and looks like he's probably over 100 years old already, which for a dwarf is nowhere near elderly. But yeah, he's there, and he's got a stone, not mug, what's the word I'm looking for?
Tankard.
Tankard. Yeah, he's got a stone tankard that he drinks from, and you can see foam of whatever he's drinking kind of in his mustache as he puts it down. As you approach, looks up over to you, says, now do I know you already, or are you new faces?
Quite new. We've just come here earlier.
Ah, sit down, enjoy yourselves.
Thank you.
Although, don't drink too much. We don't want to get rid of all of the alcohol before the Dragonfest in a few days. Not again, anyway.
The Dragonfest was only in a few days.
Yes, right. So, yes, well, we've heard that in this town around midnight there's often some strange goings on, like strange
At the boarding
figures.
house, specifically.
Yeah, around the edge of town, some strange figures being sighted, or
Oh, yes.
creatures So we were just wondering if you perhaps knew something more about that.
Oh, yes, of course. Of course. Of course, old Grenell knows. I know.
Lovely.
I know a lot of things.
So
Is he drunk?
I guess that would be an...
insight.
Perception? No.
Is there a heal skill in this, or not?
That's for finding out how much things are worth, isn't it?
No, I meant heal as in...
Praise.
Oh, heal. I think.
There's medicine.
Medicine.
I
there's
guess, yeah, it would be a medicine check.
Okay. I'll take that.
Could we all roll?
Sure.
Just some of us
Actually,
are...
if you're assisting, then the main role gets advantage. That's how this works.
Okay.
So /R D20 plus 1.
+2 for me. Yeah. So
Oh, I don't think you add your. Do you add your pluses if you're assisting?
Do you actually need to roll if you're assisting in this, or if you're assisting, does it automatically
no
give?
idea.
I don't know.
Jamie, do you know?
think-
If you're assisting, you have to roll first, and if it's high enough to be a pass for that person, then you can assist the other person.
Is that how? That's how it works in Pathfinder. Is that how it works in 5th edition as
Yeah.
well?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Right, then I roll then.
Only you roll first.
Okay.
+4 to wisdom. Damn.
Yeah. So you get
Almost the 19, mine.
you
Almost.
get the advantage.
Lovely.
Okay, and now I will roll. R/D20 +1 because +1 is my wisdom mod.
/R.
hang on.
It's not Reddit.
/R.
Yeah.
/R D20.
/R.
Oh, is it 1d20?
1d20
Base.
plus whatever your...
I keep
Slash
forgetting.
R.
I keep forgetting
Base
the space.
1d20.
Yeah.
Hey,
There
and
we
you said
go.
I had advantage.
Yeah.
Do that without the quotes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did the first one.
I just put the quotes to...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that it's shown.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can also just do D20 and it rolls 1d20.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want it to actually do the thing I typed. I just wanted it to be visible.
So yeah, 15.
Okay. 1 second. Just need to quickly look up something.
Are you looking at the official drunkenness
No,
table?
no.
Charge.
Was that only Pathfinder?
Slightly drunk, moderately drunk, severely drunk, falling down and about to pass out drunk.
You say that, but at the very least in Pathfinder, there is an official table for drunkenness. Like
Where is that?
as in how much liquor as to how much booze you've consumed, and how drunk it makes you. That is genuine. Let me get it out.
Okay.
So, yeah, because I was... okay. Because on the... So, this... I'm not sure if this is also the case for out-of-combat checks, but in the combat section, the help action says you can lend your aid to another creature in the completion of a task. When you take the help action, the creature you aid gains advantage on the next ability check it makes to perform the task you're helping with, provided that it makes the check before the start of your next turn, which doesn't mention that you also need to roll. But that might be different if it's combat or not combat. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Okay. Anyway, you rolled... Okay, yeah.
15.
Okay. So, yeah, you succeed. So, the dwarf does, in fact, appear to already be somewhat drunk. Not quite to the point of...
Being incoherent.
Yeah, it's probably... It is already affecting his mental state a bit, but it's not to the point of he just babbles incoherently and is about to pass out.
Okay, but perhaps take what he said with a pinch of salt, because it might be exaggerated by booze.
Maybe.
Take it with a pinch of booze.
Yeah, it makes more sense that way.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it would run out of your hands.
Good point.
With a pinch of foam.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what would you like to ask him?
Yes, I say. Right. So, have you yourself had any these encounters with these creatures or not?
Or perhaps have heard any stories about them at all.
Yes.
Stories, I've heard plenty. Plenty of stories, yes. I myself, not really, but I've heard plenty of stories. There was this one time, a few weeks ago it must have been, there was... he thinks for a moment, was it a man or a woman? Someone was a farmer out on the outskirts of town, going from their main house over to their woodshed to get some firewood. And on the way over, their journey only illuminated by the moon and the soft light of a candle, heard something strange just over to the side in some bushes. Looking over, there was a cloud of darkness, unnatural in its shape and unnatural in its being. Cloud moved towards this individual and, well, let's just say that he... was it a she? No, it was definitely a he. Ran back to the house, shut the door, and didn't see much more. But it might be good that he did that. No, it must have been a she. Yes, because he was... oh, never mind. But ran in, and... You want to say something?
I thought you said that he was a she, so the cloud turned a he.
Probably not what happened. Maybe, who knows?
No.
I mean,
you
looking
say
at the
that,
horses, looking...
Yeah,
Anyway.
you say that, but in Dark Souls 2, there is a gender swap coffin. I shit you not.
You mentioned.
Anyway, so it says,
Yeah.
but might have been just as well, because only just a few days ago, takes a swig of his drink, only just a few days ago, a friend of mine, he works as a driver for a wagon, driving loads of gems between Gemhaven over the mountains to the Radiant City. Normally he times it so that he arrives in time to buy a room in the center of town where it's safe. But this was... no, it must have been about a month ago. Where... this was during...
Stop, you're making me change my notes.
He says...
Yeah.
Yes,
it's a drunken dwarf. Don't bother to take notes.
Because it was during the Dragonfest. The first one they're having two this year because the green scaly lady didn't show up that time. But arrived during that. And all of the rooms in all of the taverns in the center of town were all already taken. So he had to go over to the boarding house.
Right.
Took a room there. And at the dead of night, he heard the sound of the door's lock turning. The door slowly opened. Standing there was the figure of a cloaked man, a shadowy, terrible figure almost like a cloud in the shape of a man, slowly approached, slashed him clean across the chest. He managed to cast a spell, and when he looked around after casting in his panic, the figure was gone. But the wound stayed. The wound was there. I saw it with my own eyes. There are many other stories as well. Stories of long-legged beasts roaming the streets when the candles in the streetlights have all burned out, when darkness reigns. And he says, he was about to take another swig, but as he does, the expression on his face changed to a grimace as, if you want more stories, gonna need a refill. And hands it to Mima.
Right. I'll be a moment. So what do you want, actually?
Dwarven ale. Nothing more, nothing less. Specifically, nothing less.
You shouldn't have asked and just filled it up with water.
Give it to him. It's pure. Trust me, mate. It's pure gin.
Okay, so I go over and
I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna stand up as well. I'm gonna turn to back. What do you want, mate?
A pint of dwarven ale.
Of
That
course.
sounds good to me.
He says, aha! Can't go wrong with dwarven ale.
so Mama's,
I'll go up.
yeah. So
How
Mama's,
much would you?
okay.
I'll let you go first.
So Mama's gone with his tankard.
Yeah, it's
Also, can you put the bartender's name in chat?
it would only be 2 copper pieces for a drink.
Yeah.
Here. For those, yes. 1 second. I need to scroll down to find it.
Scroll down.
And that's the bartender's name.
Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Hey, has the waiter brought us our dinner yet?
The old man is arriving just as this is happening, and puts down your dinner, and it smells delicious. There's steam coming off it. It looks as good as you could have feasibly pictured it from a place such as this. Freshly made, fresh ingredients, and lots of spices on it as well.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so it would be 4 copper pieces.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 drinks. So I'll get a thing of dwarven ale. And do they do elven wine?
Yes, but that's going to be a bit more expensive.
Eesh.
So
What do they have? Obviously dwarven.
Yeah, well,
obviously-
looking at the clock. So you asked specifically about dwarven wine, elven wine, yes?
elven wine, yeah. Just because
That's one. So, a admittedly quite tall glass of elven wine costs 5 copper pieces.
White or red?
purple.
Yeah, I'll just get a thing. I'll just get a thing of elven wine and a thing of dwarven ale. That would be 7 copper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If you get both of those, yes.
7 copper.
So-
Okay, so that's minus 1 silver
Actually,
piece.
If you get if you want who's getting the refill?
I'm
Okay, well then yes, it would be
The one
7.
is going to be.
okay. So so I'd approach the bar and I say, "Barkeep, Mr. Groomer,
Yes. Oh, hello. Yes.
Old Crown wants a refill.
Of course he does.
Dwarven ale.
Yes. You don't say.
Right.
Goes over relatively quickly.
Well, you say, here, he wants a refill, and he said to put it on his tab.
That'd be great.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. So, he gets back comes back with the drinks. Come back over.
Okay.
And he takes a swig and sees Arkin coming back with a elven wine. He says,
Wait, coming back?
didn't you say that you were coming back to the table to join them once you've got your
You mean
drinks?
Crannel. So I thought you meant.
It's not the
I thought you meant
barkeep.
No.
That's
Sorry.
what I thought at first as well. Like he just takes a
I'm
drink.
speeding it up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
So coming back to Old Crannel,
Hmm.
he sees you with the elven wine. He remarks, you like the gentler drink then, I see.
Well, I'm an elf, as you can clearly see, so only natural, I suppose.
I have met some elves in my travels who could outdrink almost any dwarf in dwarven ale.
Well, congratulations to them. But
Oh, you watched Lord of the Rings too, huh?
For the record, I myself have not seen Lord of the Rings, so if there's coincidence, if there's a coincidence, then it's a coincidence.
Yes, there's a scene where the elf outdrinks the dwarf.
Well,
I
I
see.
haven't seen that, so
I've not either.
it's coincidence.
That's like
I've
they've got like a table full of empty glasses, and suddenly the elf says, "I think I feel something," and then the dwarf passes out.
So I have started listening to the audiobooks, but I've not finished.
They're
I've not
audiobooks?
finished. Yeah. Anyway, so
I come back and I'm going to pass that. I'm going to pass the dwarven ale to Vach.
Brack.
okay.
Thank you, mate.
No worries at all. Again, least deserved.
Says, now that you've lubricated the tongue, where was I? Right, stories, yes.
Yes.
Now that I'm thinking about it, you want to say something?
I was going to say, do you think it would be worth a band of adventurers going out into the town at night to check it out, see if there's any interesting happening?
Well, it's certainly going to be an adventure, and if a band of adventurers is adventurous enough, then yes, I think you could get quite famous if you manage to get to the bottom of this little mystery that's been haunting this town for the last few months. Then I think that, you could probably get quite famous with that.
Yes, about that. So what? Like when did it start? Was there anything else that could have perhaps been connected to the event starting?
Just a few months ago.
Just out of the blue, out of nowhere.
At this point, Elia speaks up and says, hold on, didn't the barkeep say that the Green Matriarch was last seen a few months ago?
Out of character, Mima wasn't here for that. Because I went with Sorum still.
Yep.
So I say, really?
Yes.
Didn't know about that. Okay, that's interesting.
And then
Really? Carry
Old Cranell says,
on.
right, now back to stories. And he leans back, the chair kind of creaking a little bit under his weight. And he puts his feet up on the table. The shoes are not exactly clean. And
I pull my dishes a little closer to me,
yeah,
away from his boots.
yeah. And he says, there was a story about a lad. I think he was one of the lantern lighters. Goes around lighting the candles and the lanterns.
Oh yeah.
I think he was out a bit too late. And he had an encounter. I mean, this is only after he arrived back after about because they found him inside the pantry of one of the taverns. I can't remember the name of it, but they found him locked in the pantry. And the thing is, the pantry was locked days before. You see, that tavern, I think, was it the... Thanks for a moment. And actually, I need to quickly look up the name because I myself do not remember it. 1 second. Where was it?
I think there were a couple of pubs in this town. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah. Actually, no. Yeah, of course, sorry. Yeah. It says, yeah, because the Spectre's Crossing Tavern had closed a few days before because they had to repair some damage that was caused. I don't exactly know the story about how that happened. I'm sure it's a fascinating tale as anything that's got to do with that place. But the point is, the pantry was locked shut days before, and that lad was found inside. He'd been gone for at least a day. Luckily, he had enough to eat in there, but he'd been gone. Nobody knew what had happened. And once they found him, the door was locked. And there were no other ways in or out. He said that while he was out in the dark, something came up on him, behind him, something with many legs, something with a body raised above the floor, raised about above his height, something shadowy, something sinister. And when it attacked him, he found himself in the pantry. Now, I don't know if you really want to believe those stories, but I tell you, the look on his cake-stuffed face was a serious one.
Right, so
at the very least, he seems to believe that it happened to him.
so does he still live in the area then?
Yeah, of course.
And what about your friend who had the slash across his chest?
Ah,
Does
well,
he still live?
he's, I think he's probably up at Gemhaven at this time.
Right.
Right. Out of character, how much time has roughly passed since we came here?
Well, for the sake of actual time
Yeah.
flowing, let's say that it's now evening.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll be wanting
So-
to get to bed.
Yeah, could we still rest before midnight, or is it too late?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finish
can-
dinner
yeah, you
and
can get a
finish
short
my
rest then.
ale and dig out a toothpick and
I need to get my spell and have a rest, and I also want to eat, and also restore some of my health because I'm not at max health.
Okay.
weren't you just eating with us?
I was drinking. I hadn't got food yet.
I thought
And
we
that's
all
why I
ordered
met
food
on-
together at the same time.
Say again?
Thought you all ordered food at the same time.
I mean, I can and just pay the cost for that. That's what I
No,
could
that
do.
the dinner was included with the room.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have got dinner. I would have got dinner when I'd be.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I'd say we'd finish up dinner. Thank.
Hang on. Wait,
Yeah.
Has old Cranel finished yet?
He's got plenty more stories. You get the feeling that he could happily talk all night.
As
And
long as you keep them lubricated.
yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, I think if we want to be properly awake by midnight it'd be best for us to, finish eating and then go to our rooms to nap. Right?
Oh, definitely, yes.
Okay. So we'd thank old Cranel for the stories.
I sort of
Okay.
put my glass out to him in an effort to sort of tink glasses as a show of, respect.
Yeah, he tinks glasses with you.
Yeah, his stone mug shatters your
I was gonna
delicate
say,
wine
I was
glass.
gonna say,
No, he's delicate enough that doesn't happen.
Good.
It wouldn't befit a dwarf to deny any individual a drink.
Hey.
Okay.
So,
Right, so after finishing up, we just
Okay.
head back up.
now, is there anything that Ka would have wanted to do during all of this? Because you went upstairs early.
Probably write in a letter, maybe.
Say he snuck into Soren's room and pecked his eyes out.
Oof.
Probably write in a letter.
Okay. Good. Is the exact contents of that letter important? Like, is that something that you want to send me, or you want to write out and send me, or is it just a general description of this is the sort of thing I put in the letter?
It would kind of be along the lines of, it would be to his wife, and it would be kind of vaguely along the lines of, gonna be a bit longer than expected. There's been a few distractions. He's not going to say exact, so he's going to say there's been a few distractions, so going to possibly be away a bit longer, but he intends to be back in time for the special event.
Ooh.
Yes.
You will have to remind me what that special event is, by the way.
Is it his wife's birthday?
Should I just
day.
say?
Their anniversary.
Should I just say?
It's up
You
to
don't
you.
want to miss that, or you'll be in the
It's up to you.
birdhouse.
If you want to just DM it to me, that's fine too.
It's her hatch
whatever
day.
whatever you like.
I'll say.
If you want.
He'll be back in time for the chicks hatching.
Oh right.
Oh, I
Yes. Ah. Is there anything that you would like to include in the envelope, other than the letter?
The
A shiny feather.
no.
The polished.
The polished. Wait on a minute. The gravity.
Ignorant.
Ignorant stones. And
As the
and
envelope floats
polished-
away.
That's how it gets there.
Yeah, you just,
And the little figurine thingies.
Yeah, that's to weigh it down.
Yeah, that's
Okay. So, if you include the figurines as well, then a simple envelope isn't going to be enough. But you
No.
managed to get
a
a
package.
you managed to get a box to put it
Okay.
in. It's not an issue. And yeah, so you spend some time in the evening doing that. And how do you intend to get that? Do you want to? There is a messenger station in this town. You saw it as you went in, so you can probably
might just like sneak on past and kind of just like glance over and be like, interrogating someone. Gotcha.
I mean, you could fly there. You could fly out the window.
I assume it's in the bar. The message.
No.
Probably just leave
No,
it
it's
with the innkeeper and say, I'd like to have this parcel sent out.
He wants to give it himself.
Okay.
Okay.
So you go outside, and the air is now significantly cooler than before, although it is still a beautifully clear evening. You can see some of the stars coming out as in front of you, you can see the hilly plains going to the horizon, with the actually the sun would be behind you. Yeah, so behind you, the sun is in the process of setting, but the mountains are behind you. And so there's just the mountains silhouetted against this deep blue and purple sky. As you go out to the edge of town, you can see there are some people, there are some boys with long ladders who light the street, the lanterns. Occasionally, you step into a cobblestone that deflates as the claws on your talons puncture it.
Oh, he wants to aim and like see if which ones do it.
Okay. And yeah, so you get there, and inside is it's a small-ish wooden shack, basically. You enter, there's a counter there, and a back area that looks like it's got separated with bars, like metal bars. And there's a man there, a little bit of an older man, behind the desk, and he's currently handling a lot of packages by another customer who's there in front of you. And there appears to be some issue regarding the contents of those packages. Something like about a form, and he's going to fill out that form, going to do that, and this feels like it could stretch on for a while. What do you do?
Typical. Well, the patient bird catches the post office, so I shall wait.
Okay.
Look for the express line.
Yeah.
Time passes.
Say the express line, 1 parcel or less.
Yeah. No, it's faster if I bloody delivered it myself.
Time just passes, and then you just look up at the clock, and it's just 23:50.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be late for a very important date.
But you're already married.
So
And
after a significant period of time, everything seemingly gets sorted out, and the guy behind the counter visibly exhales, looks over at you, smiles,
We're close. Come back tomorrow.
and
Oh no.
he gladly
Oh, no.
accepts your package. It's going to cost you...
Mm-hmm.
So... it's going to cost you 2 gold pieces.
That is fine. That is fine. Let me get notes. Put it away.
Oh, I forgot
And you
that
miss-
purse.
Fill out these 42 different customs declaration forms.
No, I can't. I was gonna say I can't write, but he's just written it out.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be someone else. You could have dictated it.
Okay, well, you do actually have to declare what's inside, and that's all fine.
Yeah.
And you've got to fill in some stuff. It does take another while.
Just put in magical artifact.
So, eventually, finish. Step back outside. It is now fully nighttime,
Ooh.
and there's nobody else in sight. You can see over to your left is the street that you originally came on when you entered the town, going out through woods, into the woods past some fields. And you think that because the town is a bit higher up, you think that maybe in the very distance on the horizon, you might be able to just about see some twinkling purple lights of the capital city in the very distance.
Ooh.
Looking the other way, you can see the warm glows of different of the lights in windows of buildings of the town of Valerift as on the hills.
Hmm.
And it does actually now feel a bit far away as you're looking around. It feels as though there might be something amiss. There's something around you that feels a little odd. So,
It's just a flying shark.
yeah. So, I think that's where we're gonna end for today.
You look behind you and see this fin rising out of the road.
I shouldn't have stepped on all the
Yeah.
cobblestone.
And then, as it turns,
Yeah.
and then as it turns out, it's the tail fin of an airplane.
What is this contraption?
Quick question I will ask
I
DM.
got it, yeah.
So next time, will we have? I assume next time we're here, we will have the benefits of a short, long rest, whichever we have.
It would be a short rest, yes.
A short rest, okay. So we will get the benefits of that,
Yes.
and I'd be able to use the. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh, the one behind the counter, was that... Okay. Just, yeah. I was just wondering his appearance, or...
He just looked like an older human man.
Okay.
Your typical postmaster.
So
Pretty much, yeah.
not a flying shark.
Oh well, they'll be imprisoned soon and for wrongful convictions.
I'm still not used to hearing the phrase "human man."
Why do you not consider yourself a human man?
No, it's just weird because in the normal world, the word "human" is implied by man.
Well,
see, you're in the
because
wrong.
Because in the normal world, we don't have elves and dwarves and halflings and.
You're in the wrong
Gnomes.
fandoms.
Oh my.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong
Gnomes.
fandom. Human man is very normal.
Okay.
Yeah, yes,
Right.
you're in the wrong alternate reality.
Yeah.
Right.
Your free trial of this reality has expired.
Mandela effect in action.
So, yeah, that's the session. Thank you all for playing, and thanks
Thank
everybody
you for
else.
hosting.
Thanks everybody
That was
else
great.
for
That was really
watching.
fun.
Again, to remind you, viewers, if you would like to see the prep video or report video, then you can watch in the playlist that's linked. So, yeah.
He has a good chin.
Okay. So,
Hold on, is this how you became the chosen one? You just kept complimenting his chin.
Oh, hi. No, I've only done it twice.
so, good night, everybody.
That was really fun.
Good
I'm glad.
Ta-ra.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone.